This is an exercise where we have pictures of two particular trees that we're trying to match by grain and other markings throughout the logs to see if they match. From my understanding, trees are they have something much like fingerprints. And we've done some analysis, but would like some additional input on whether you believe these two logs match. This is the one and only picture we have, and as high resolution as possible, of the log we were attempting to find. This is sitting here on the right on this slide. Next, we'll give you some of the comparative pictures for matching purposes and comparison purposes. The next 3 slides are the slides that we have to compare to the previous one, taken in 2019. These were taken in May of 2020. So you'll now see 3 additional slides, 3 additional pictures, and that is where we take all of the comparisons and analysis. So again, we have 3 after pictures, but going back, this is our control picture. So this is the A before in a fall dry state in 2019. And the other pictures are from May of 2022. The remainder of this video will compare picture A with picture B. A is on the left. It is the original picture from fall of 2019. Picture B is on the right, taken in May of 2020. Many laymen have taken these two pictures and analyzed them in different ways. What we're trying to determine is from a more expert eye if these two quote-unquote fingerprints match. This is an animated GIF that brings the two pictures, puts them in an overlay for comparison purposes. This analysis takes different comparative points, not only on the log, which has notches, but also the staining area in the upper middle, where there's a darker stain on the wood, and on the left, the bark comparisons. This analysis just lines up the two logs to compare the sizing. We think the log is about 6 to 8 inches around. An overlay of the two pictures to show the sizing and length if there would be a match. This is a comparison of various similarities from one person that analyzed. You can see the color coding arrows match where they believe there are potential matches between the two logs. This comparative is of the two notches. It's a close-up of the two notches. And the first blue line above the notch is the first groove line. The second, there is a unique shape in one of the next grooves. That's the second line from the top. And then the top one has a discoloration that has been noted. This comparative is of the discoloration of the two logs. The bottom line compares the two portions that match up of the two logs. The middle is a comparison of the areas that match. Then the top, there's actually bark on the top log from 2019 and the discoloration match from the 2020 picture. These are comparatives of the overall picture from the very upper left area of the bark / burn tree. And each circle is a comparative of the two. The A's are comparatives of the small hole. The lines are compared. And then the squiggly line has a similar squiggly line of the dirt from the two pictures. This is an even further close-up of the two, what seems to be soil lines or mud or dirt from the two pictures. If you look at the very end of those arrows, is there a match between the ridge or similarities between the ridges? This shot pulls back and you can see the two logs and comparative pieces in 3 different areas of the wood grain. This has the two pictures with circles and lines between the areas to see if there are particular similarities. The close-up of one of the small pieces of wood that are next to the log, comparing the relative shape and size. This is a comparative of the grains, slits within the two pictures, and possible similarities. Another comparative with the logs relatively parallel and different colors to show the areas of comparison. This is another comparison of a lot of the minute detail from the two logs with small circles in each for comparison purposes. This is a match of the wood grain comparing the two logs. A very pulled in close up of the very edge of the log. There's another set of parallel logs with different colors and circles on those potential matches. This comparison is a pull-up of the grain that is just above the notch. Since this is an area that has extreme weather and there was not in 2019, there was a gap and then that gap seemed to fill in. This is an analysis with the black arrows of that area. Another extreme close-up of the notch area between the two logs and potential other markings that may match. This is the area on the upper part of the tree that has a break in the wood grain, and in the red circle are comparing those two. The question is, do the fingerprints match between these two logs and areas between 2019A and 2022B? Do you think the two locations are the same? Do you think the logs are the same? Do you have any particular area of analysis, evidence, or expertise that would bring or shed more light than the analysis that has already been done? Thank you.